In the shadow of the Aravalli hills in Rajasthan, India, stands the ancient and mysterious Bhangarh Fort. Its broken walls, crumbling arches, and haunting silence tell tales of a once thriving kingdom. But this is not a place celebrated for its history. It's a place feared for its curse. Bhangarh Fort is said to be one of the most haunted places in India. So eerie is its reputation that even the Archaeological Survey of India has put up signs warning visitors not to stay after sunset. The fort, surrounded by a deserted village and silent hills, feels trapped in time, as if held captive by the curse placed on it centuries ago. Visitors to Bhangarh often talk of strange whispers, shadowy figures, and an unseen, heavy presence that makes the hair on their necks stand up. But how did this fort gain its reputation as a ghostly place? The answer lies in a dark story of unreturned love, black magic, and a terrible curse that doomed the kingdom to eternal despair. The tale begins in 1573, during the reign of King Madho Singh, who built the fort to secure his prosperous kingdom. Bhangarh was a bustling hub of life. Markets were busy, the village thrived, and the fort's tall walls protected its people. At the heart of the kingdom was Princess Ratnavati, whose beauty was said to rival even the goddesses. Suitors came from far and wide to ask for her hand in marriage, enchanted by tales of her beauty and charm. But among her many admirers was a dangerous man, Singhiya, a magician skilled in black magic. His love for Ratnavati was not pure, it was obsessive. When she rejected him, his obsession turned dark. One day, Singhiya devised a sinister plan. He enchanted a bottle of perfume meant for the princess, casting a spell to make her fall under his control once she used it. But Ratnavati was no ordinary woman. She saw through the trickery. She smashed the bottle to the ground, and as it broke, the magic turned against Singhiya. As he lay dying, crushed by a massive boulder, he cursed the princess, the fort, and the village. He declared that no one who lived in Bhangarh would ever find peace, and the kingdom would crumble into ruin. Not long after, tragedy struck. A neighboring kingdom invaded Bhangarh, and in the fierce battle that followed, the village and fort were destroyed. No one survived, and the once flourishing kingdom was reduced to rubble. The curse had come true. Today, Bhangarh Fort stands as a shadow of its former self. Its massive gates, cracked and overgrown with vines, lead into a labyrinth of eerie ruins. The once grand halls are silent, their walls crumbling under the weight of history and tragedy. Visitors to the fort often describe an overwhelming sense of unease. It feels as if unseen eyes are watching from the shadows, their gaze following your every move. The silence is deafening, broken only by the rustling of leaves or the occasional screech of a bird. But sometimes, the silence is interrupted by something more chilling. Soft whispers, faint laughter, or the sound of anklets moving through the empty halls. As the sun sets, the atmosphere grows even heavier. The air becomes colder, and the shadows seem to stretch and shift, taking on forms that make your heart race. Locals warn against staying after dark, claiming that the spirits of Bhangarh awaken with the night. Those who have ignored these warnings tell stories of strange apparitions, icy drafts, and an unshakable feeling of being followed. The ruins of Bhangarh are filled with stories of unexplained events. One such tale comes from a group of friends who decided to camp near the fort, despite repeated warnings from locals. Late into the night, they began hearing soft whispers around their tent. Then came the faint sound of anklets, as if someone was walking in circles around them. When they stepped outside to investigate, they found no one, but the sounds didn't stop. Another chilling account involves a photographer who visited the fort during the evening. As he wandered through the ruins, he felt a sudden chill despite the blazing heat of the day. His camera, which had been working perfectly, malfunctioned, and later, when he reviewed the images, he found one that showed a shadowy figure standing in a corner, a figure that hadn't been there when he took the shot. Other visitors have reported hearing unexplainable sounds, rustling clothes, faint cries, and even screams that seem to echo from deep within the fort. Some have felt invisible hands brushing against them, while others speak of seeing fleeting shadows that vanish as quickly as they appear. Just outside the fort lies the abandoned village of Bhangarh, a collection of crumbling homes and overgrown streets. Like the fort, the village is said to be cursed, and no one who has tried to rebuild or live here has succeeded. The empty houses and silent streets feel frozen in time. Yet, visitors claim to see signs of life, shadows moving through the alleys, faint lights flickering in the windows of ruined homes, and the sound of voices coming from the deserted streets. Some believe these are the spirits of the villagers, still carrying on with their lives, unaware that centuries have passed. The haunted reputation of Bhangarh is so strong that the Archaeological Survey of India has placed signs at the fort's entrance, warning visitors not to stay after sunset. Locals firmly believe that those who remain in the fort after dark risk angering the spirits. There are countless stories of people who ignored the warnings and never returned. Others tell of sudden accidents or strange illnesses that befell those who overstayed their visit. Whether these are coincidences or the work of the curse, no one can say for sure. Would you dare to visit Bhangarh Fort? Bhangarh Fort isn't just a place of historical significance. It's a place where the past feels alive. Every broken stone, every whisper of the wind, and every flicker of shadow seems to tell a story. The curse that doomed this once thriving kingdom lingers in the air, in the silence, and in the shadows that seem to move when no one is looking. Imagine walking through its ruins as the sun dips below the horizon. The air grows colder, the silence deeper, and the shadows longer. Could you endure the whispers, the unseen eyes, and the overwhelming feeling that something or someone is watching you? Few who visit Bhangarh Fort leave without a story to tell. Whether it's a strange encounter, an unshakable feeling of dread, or the oppressive weight of the curse itself, the fort leaves an impression that lasts long after you've gone. So, do you dare to step into Bhangarh Fort? Or will you heed the warnings and stay away, leaving its cursed walls and restless spirits undisturbed? One thing is certain. Once you visit Bhangarh, you'll never forget it. The real question is, will it ever forget you? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more ghost stories and haunted tales.